Hello everyone, Ethersong here, and today we are going to be playing Slay the Princess. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Slay the Princess. Alrighty then, so we'll do a new game. Haven't done it yet. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Alrighty.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Wonder why it will be the end of the world if I don't slay her, but it's interesting. So I guess I'm gonna quest to slay the princess. So here are my options. Explore the end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Explore. Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it. I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution. Silently continue to the cabin, turn around and leave. So, plenty of options here. Should we go with... Isn't there one saying that... Yeah, this one I think. Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? We'll try going with that one.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
I might contradict that saying that slaying anybody is probably a bad idea, but... So I guess the exploring options here just give us some more background. The end of the world, what are you talking about?
Talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
I'm just kind of pushing that she's going to end the world. But how can a princess locked away in the basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Who assigned me to do this? I wonder. Like, how did I end up with this job? Do you have any evidence to back this up? Yeah, that's a good question.
You're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task?
How did I end up here?
You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
So if she leaves the cabin, the world will end, and if I don't kill her in the cabin, the world will also end?
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
So I guess they're saying that because the princess will end the world, we need to end the princess before then. It doesn't matter if she's done anything bad yet or not.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
I wonder how much we can trust this narrator. Can't someone else do this?
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules.
Okay. So I can't, or no one else can do this except me. I wonder why. Yeah, how did I end up with this job? I just keep coming back to that.
I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off.
Do I have like some unique blessing or something that allows me to enter?
Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Forget it, I'm not doing this?
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Do I get some sort of reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
So there's a reward? Can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
It's also secretive. Like, how did I end up with this job? Why is it that I'm the only one that can do it? Why is the reward a secret? Why is this princess so dangerous? So many questions. So we got options here now. We got plenty of options since we explored so many things. We can say, look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her. If she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. Okay, fine, I'll go to the cabin. Okay, I'm sold. Let's get this over with. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. And then we can go to the cabin or we can just turn around. Let's go talk to her. And then maybe we'll slay her if she is a problem.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Yeah, like, how is it that I know the narrator is speaking truthfully? Is he? How much do we know about this narrator here? Couldn't he be lying to me?
Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
How is it I'm able to talk to the narrator? Is there like a voice inside my head? It's kind of like breaking like a wall, like a character talking to the narrator. So we find the princess within. And why is she in this cabin?
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
The voice of the hero.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Ignore him? Am I different than the voice of the hero there? Proceed into the cabin. So we don't have any other options currently. Going inside.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Why is there a blade on the table? Is that for killing her? I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
So we can explore taking the blade? That doesn't make me take it, does it?
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Alright, well, we grab the blade, so we'll enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
So it's not really a good place. Heavy and damp, rot in the air.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
So it's the voice of the hero. So the hero also thinks she's dangerous. I feel like I'm like a third party here almost. Because the narrator is telling me not to listen to the hero.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Interesting. Hi, just checking in on you. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you. Continue down the stairs. Should we just continue down the stairs?
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
So even though it's a basement, it has a window, so I guess you can kind of see up a little bit.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
But the hero, once seeing her though, wonders if she's dangerous.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
What? No way. Why would you even think that? Okay, yeah, you got me. I'm here to slay you. I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. But no way. Why would you even think that? Yeah, why would you think that? Why would you think that I'm here to kill her? I'm just here to talk? Let's say I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I feel like I have those, like an angel and a devil on my shoulders. Tighten my grip. So was I guess I was holding in my hand. Yeah, I can put it down. I'll put it down and see what happens.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Is she really that dangerous?
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine, okay.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Alright.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Explore. Yeah, it's pretty awkward. A relationship? Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world? There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? Okay, we've talked enough. So...
Don't just tell her that.
Don't just tell her that. Why can't I tell her that she's...
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
That's very ominous. You
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
don't remember much
Just
about
how
it?
long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so... dangerous?
That is a question. What are you going to do if I let you out of here? I was hoping you'd tell me. No, but I'm sure they have their reasons for keeping that information secret from me. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I am inclined to trust them. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
That is true. I just don't know who to trust here. Like the narrator, it seems like what he's directing me to do is truthful, at least. Those were the orders I've been given, but how did I end up here? And how much can I trust this princess? Why is she locked up?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Some narrators, yeah, saying the same
Like I
thing.
said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Who did put her there?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
A relationship? Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Let's see. Let's start with what's her name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
So is she still being treated, I guess, as a princess? That's what it seems like. Even though she's locked up? Would the king lock her up then? Because if there's a kingdom and a king, you don't think he would lock up his own daughter. Unless there was a reason. Is it superstition or something?
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
She did stop for a moment before telling me. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Too long? Our relationship, are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't,
There is no
Well.
key.
we can always put that knife to good use.
What are they going to... Does she want to cut off her hand or try to lockpick it?
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
Maybe bringing a knife wasn't a good option.
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting. Right?
Cutting her own hand off, perhaps?
She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
I don't think I have.
Why you're here.
So I can slay the princess right away. I'm getting you out of here. So I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Keep her locked away? So we really didn't get that much information from her. That wasn't very long of a talk. So we really don't know much more than where we started. So I could keep her locked away and try to get more information. And probably, is that just end it there? Or slay the princess. I'm getting you out of here as I'm the chains. So I could try to get her out of there. So I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides me cutting you out of here? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. Well, so let's try this one. If there isn't a key.
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
Yeah, so she was suggesting having her hand cut off.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
That does not seem too normal. Unless she's just ready to leave here. But how does she live down here? Does somebody take care of
If we
her?
were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free.
That is true.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Was it because I was thinking of freeing her? Did somebody else lock me in, or is it automatic?
Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here. So
Your
try
shouts
shouting.
and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Is the narrator there? Try the door.
But I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess.
Can I just break the door down?
You won't leave until the task is done.
Looks like it would be possible. It's only wood, right? But I guess I'm going back down.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain
The
her.
narrator
You were supposed to.
doesn't seem to be very happy.
Easier for whom?
Yeah, who would it be easier for?
Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
So were they listening in? And I don't know who they is, but the people
The
who put her
knife.
down.
Pick it up and cut me out of here.
So I guess she's confident that if I can cut her out, she would be able to escape, even with the door locked.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
We'll try to save her then. We'll try to cut her out.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Am I have like draconic kind of arms, don't I? So am I not human? What am I? Am I a beast?
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp and you make quick work of it. Before long you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
She's not worried about losing an arm.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Alright, so let's get out then. Approach the locked door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
So the narrator's here?
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Or is the narrator taking control of my body?
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
So I only can slay the princess. Wait, I have to warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
There's not a resist. Okay.
The blade. Move the blade.
Am I
You're
mind
doing your
controlled?
best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Is she gonna kill me?
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost...
Oh, I think I died.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
Uh-oh.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Chapter 2, The Prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Is it
If you
looping?
don't,
Or are we
it
just
will
starting
be the
over again
end of
with
the
no
world.
memories? I wonder. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. So, maybe we are in a loop.
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
So we just have to keep trying.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
So maybe the narrator doesn't remember? Or maybe the narrator thinks I don't remember?
You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
So that we can hear all the voices in our heads.
And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
This is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing really just happened.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Alright. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting.
The narrator did basically force her to kill us.
But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all. Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Is the princess also aware of the loop?
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Did the world end? And we got transported to a new world?
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Let's talk about this princess. Yeah, I would like some more information here.
Just be quick about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her. And all she did was slit my throat. How was she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything.
Yeah, he hasn't given us any proof.
Fine. Check your pockets.
Let's check the pockets.
Put your hands in your pockets and pull
Evidence.
out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front.
Okay.
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth."
Well, we know the narrator can, take control of my body. Could he have written that?
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting?
That's
I
right.
wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk.
Seems like he's almost like a being that's been transplanted into our heads.
I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Are we actually in a world? Could we be in some supernatural space? Another plane of existence or something? If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me? That's a good question.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special.
Okay.
You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
I did think that there might be something like that, like I have a unique blessing or something that only I can kill her for some reason.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Well, Hero seems happy about that.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
That also seems kind of suspicious.
Yes, right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Okay. Why would it overcomplicate things?
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
That's all, I
Now,
suppose.
if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Guess we'll go to the cabin again.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Don't believe her lies.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Going to the cabin. I'm gonna try going in without the knife, though.
The interior of the cabin
If I don't
is
have the
less
knife,
a cozy woodland retreat, and more
the
like a
narrator won't
dungeon.
close the door, I would
A few
suppose.
pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Was the cabin like this before? Wasn't it wooden? So maybe this is like a parallel world or something. Thick wrought iron bars.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Yeah, this looks different than before, I'm pretty sure.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Yeah, so this cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely. Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
This is interesting. I guess we're caught in like a time loop or something. He didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Can you not see the mirror?
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
So we're gonna approach the mirror. Yeah, that makes sense. Why was he not talking about the mirror?
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door.
He's not.
There isn't much to see here.
He's not gonna talk about the mirror.
This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
The mirror disappeared.
But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
We're just gonna go in the basement.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon. Are you sure? She killed us with it last time. What if she turns it against us again? Yes, I'm sure. And I've already got a plan for that.
A plan for it.
Still with those past life delusions, are we? I hope part of that plan is don't give the world any monstrosity your only weapon. Because unless you've decided to arm the princess, I don't think you need to worry about her having a weapon. Peachy, we'll be fine. Okay, I'm trusting you.
Hey, don't I get to stay here? What's the big idea? Yeah, don't I get to do anything here? All the voices get to make the decisions?
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go. Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the knife from the table before proceeding to the basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it.
Can we hide it?
No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on.
Yeah, this does look different.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
He's trying to make it sound like a good idea to slay her.
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
I was like, hello, is somebody
Is
there?
that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
So she's saying something different than last time. Interesting.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and
She has
lock
more
eyes with
chains
the
now.
princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
So we're not able to cut her free now. Before it was only one chain, but now she has chains on both hands and around her neck.
So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
That is interesting. Why are there 4 chains?
That was there last time too, wasn't it? It was.
The skeptic didn't really talk last time. I guess he was present.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. You see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here. Leave the princess in the basement. Can I sit with her? Just sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told to sit. Alright, we'll sit there.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
What are my options here? My intentions? What do you mean? I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that? What happened after I died last time? That other chain on the wall, who is it for? What would you have me do? I think I'm just going to leave you here, actually. You're not much of a threat to anyone locked up like that. Bye. Slay the princess. My intentions, what do you mean? So...
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
So there's no key this time? The first time there was a key. Interesting. No keys this time. I wonder if there was a key that could be found the first time. Perhaps there's a key with like the mirror or something?
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
Does she not know about the shackle on her neck?
Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
That's interesting.
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. but I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Yeah, could she survive a beheading? And if she could, how would a knife be able to kill her? You need to stab her in the heart to kill her? I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
So he knew about this. Interesting. The narrator was just playing dumb?
A contingency for what?
If we failed?
For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
You being here means things are just going to be a lot harder than they were. The skeptic, yeah, I guess he wasn't talking in the first one.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles. I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
Oh, he didn't want to believe? So I guess maybe he didn't remember, but he knew that this could be a possibility of it being a second time.
That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
So did they clear our mind or something before coming here? Is that why we don't remember how we got here or anything?
I won't. Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter. Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Interesting.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
That doesn't seem right. Why would she find herself in a new place? She could have just remained locked up in the other place. Why would they move her? There's something off about that.
And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
I feel it's like a different, I don't know, timeline or parallel world or something like
You're
that.
looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
That is a possibility. How am I supposed to cut you out if you didn't notice your head is in the shackle too?
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
What would she do? That just seems so weird.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
Yeah, it sounds like what you'd have to do.
Seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Hmm.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
Why is there only one knife?
Or if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
That is true.
What should we do? I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons. Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
Yeah, I guess she might kill us again. Last time we got killed though is because the narrator tried to take over our body. And she ended us before we could kill her.
That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none. The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
That is possible. That other chain on the wall, who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
Interesting.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
I would hope not to lock myself in that chain. I could inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that. And why is that?
Why shouldn't I inspect the shackle?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
I guess she could put it on us.
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
Keep that for
What
later.
if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
Let's inspect the shackle.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
What you're supposed to say next?
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Does the princess put it around our neck?
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
So it automatically goes to our neck?
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Why would that automatically attach to our neck? Is this a magical shackle?
Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve. That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch? No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
There is something interesting about it. Like, is it a magical chain or something? Are the other chains like that too? It repelled the knife. So we're both stuck here. What should we do? Did you know that this was going to happen?
No.
Yes, she didn't. So we're both stuck here?
Yep.
Yep. What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Interesting. Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
Nope.
That's rude. You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
Something we're missing. The knife is still there. I don't know if we can reach it. Is there something with the shackles we can do? Or is it suggesting that if we still slay the princess that's next to us, we can get out?
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
Does it harm everything around it? How?
How exactly does that work? It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
So time keeps passing
Let
by.
me guess. The cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. But then they get larger
We not get hungry?
and larger.
Does the cabin deteriorate and she escapes then? Hey, have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that to her?
Still rude.
Continue to wait in silence? Oh yeah, it
You
looks like
continue
it's
to wait
gonna
in
break.
silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode. She hasn't starved. I guess she hasn't.
Is this place somehow like out of time?
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass. Until
Interesting.
suddenly, there are no walls. And
And then what?
I think he's gone.
The narrator's gone?
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Was that a good ending then?
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
What's going on? Oh, she just disappeared? But you don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her stead?
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
It left the mirror?
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go looking for her.
If there's even a her to find anymore.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
So the narrator is gone.
Yes. Does that mean the world ended?
It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
I think I'm supposed to look at that mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
What is that mirror? I only can approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before?
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Final. You approach the mirror. Let's look at my reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you, so am I like a beast? Is this gonna be like somehow like a time traveling thing where I'm actually the princess? I'm like the princess that's actually a beast that needs to slay herself because it's the only way to kill her is with her own power. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. There's a cabin. You're at the cabin. Are those hands coming out of her? Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary lights? What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
Okay. What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart.
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Is that like a different being inside the princess?
Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Maybe there was a greater being that was nested inside her that was able to escape when the cabin broke? Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Let her out of there? Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
She was born anew?
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Maybe a place in between time? Oh no. Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Let her out of there. Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
So I guess there are different worlds. Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
There's sadness, longing, and hope? Interesting. Attack the entity. Destroy your body. So let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
Okay.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget. So is that why we don't remember anything?
Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? So I guess it's gonna reset everything again?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Okay. How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Perhaps I need to find a different endings? And then there's a true ending, perhaps? And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
Because that's the only way out. I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
I'm not going back. Should we try waiting? See what happens?
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
So we wait forever?
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage?
I feel like she's speaking in riddles almost.
You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
I think she's basically saying that I only have one path I can take, and that's a path that I'll always take, so no matter how I may try to resist it, I'm going to come back to her and choose to forget. Oh, what happened? I'll open that up again. It's like it just closed. It just closed. I don't know if that was
You have returned to me.
There we go.
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Maybe that was part of the game. I don't know. It's like closed the application, but I have returned. Maybe that option, just closes the game. It's like, okay, you can wait forever. We'll just close the game. Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. Okay.
You won't.
Everything goes dark. And you die. Chapter 1. The hero
You're
and the
on
princess.
a path in the woods.
We're back
And
to
at
the
the
beginning.
end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
All right, so that was interesting. So there's going to be, it looks like a lot of paths that are possible. So we'll continue on in another video. You'll get back to this and try out some of the other paths. But let me know what you think of the game. It was very interesting. I really like looping stories like this. And just kind of trying to discover the mystery of what's actually happening is very intriguing. So look forward to learning more about it. But as always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!